Hey everyone, Brad here. I just sitting in the park here yesterday, and we had some new shiny friends pull in beside us. Had no idea who they were, but they recognized Blair and I from the YouTube and the internet. But we got to know them real quick, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell you all about their new rig. I'm so excited to see the 2024 changes, and they have a brand new 2024 Globetrotter, 27-foot front bed Globetrotter, twin bed, and we're going to take a tour of their rig today. Hello, friends.
Hello.
Could you please introduce yourselves?
I'm Robert, and this is my beautiful bride, Nancy.
Robert
We're from Venice, Florida.
Okay. Not originally, though.
No. Prior military, then prior government. Central, Midwest, Illinois, Iowa, and then for the last 20-some years, Minnesota.
Cool.
After 20-some years in Minnesota, we retired and moved to Florida.
Time to get warm.
Yes.
I'm so thankful to meet you guys. I'm grateful for this community, and I really love your enthusiasm for all technological things because I share the same passion as most folks know. And I love all the gadgets you have and all the things you have and all the desires and all the questions you have. Something that most people think that I get tired of talking about Airstream all the time, but I really don't, because every time I talk to someone who's new to it, it reminds me to go enjoy pieces of it that I've forgotten about long ago. And it reminds me to think about small things that I may have forgotten about long ago. So
Like how to back up?
You keep me young. Hey, they did a fantastic job of backing in, and I mentioned I said if I had to back in knowing I was watching and I'd known me on YouTube, I'd have been so nervous, but it was awesome. I sat there and watched through my tinted windows so they didn't know.
My wife said he was watching.
So you picked the Globetrotter over all the other trim levels. Was it the size of Globetrotter, or was it the trim, the amenities of the Globetrotter, or the color scheme?
The color scheme was the least of our concerns. That was sort of the last thing. Initially, it was size and layout. And then after that, what
features it had.
What features, first it was size and layout. We didn't want anything too small. We're hoping to do a minimum of 3.5 to 4 months a year in a single trip, plus a lot of little weakers here and there. So we didn't want anything too small because we want to
be comfortable.
I'm done tenting.
I understand.
Yeah.
I want to be comfortable. And so it was first the size, and then the layout, and then the amenities.
Okay. And you like to cook outside, but you don't want to be forced to cook outside.
Yes. Yeah. I cook outside all the time at home. Yeah. We have a grill outside. I cook out all the time, but I don't want to be forced to cook out where I don't have that inside. Sure. One of the things we really liked about this size trailer was it didn't have a wet
shower.
A wet
bath.
And the shower and the bathroom were two separate things, so that one person isn't taking it all up.
Sure.
That somebody can be in the shower and somebody can be getting ready in the bathroom.
And it's many people think it's weird, but if you close both those curtains, you got your own room.
Private.
Yes.
And you still have access to the closet.
Yes.
Yeah, the bathroom door opens all the way up, and you have your area.
So amenities and color scheme, you like that obviously, or you wouldn't pick it. But there are other options. There's a darker wood with a white floor.
She's color. I didn't care what it came in.
He didn't care.
So it's London gray.
London gray. There is a blue. So
you have London gray.
We have
London gray. There's the blue cushions, so same cabinet colors, everything. It's just the
cushions. Like Mark and Trish have. They're new.
Is that what it is?
They're new to them because they have the dark blue with the same color.
Okay. And then they had the dark wood with white or cream.
We didn't like the dark wood. It was just too dark. One of the reasons we like the Airstream is it's
the windows.
The windows. It opens up. You don't feel like you're in a small little box.
Even with slide outs or no slide outs.
Yeah, even without slide outs, it feels roomy. Yeah. And we went in some darker ones, and they look nice, but it kind of felt a little more closed in.
And blue, I love the blue, and blue is my favorite color. But I said, if I go neutral with gray, I can put whatever color I want in there. So that's why I did the more neutral color.
And I'm not allowed to choose colors because I don't choose well.
We just changed our bedspreads to all white. One, you can bleach them, but two, I can pick any color pillow. But finding a pillow to go with our blue cabinets, it looks nice. It's not always easy. So the gray is
gray's neutral.
Gray's way to go. Okay, so 27-foot front bed.
Yes.
And so the Globetrotter doesn't have the 28 rear bed like the International does. It only has the 25, 27, and 30. They used to make a 23-foot, but they don't anymore. But so why did you not choose the 30-foot?
I think it was the pantry in the kitchen I didn't like.
Well, also,
and the table.
Did the 30-foot
is
the 30-foot have the toilet and the shower in the same room? Don't they?
No. That's a Flying Cloud.
That's a Flying Cloud.
The Classic has it in the same room.
Okay.
We've
seen so many.
The 33 Classic has it in the rear all together.
Yes.
One big room.
And I think Flying Cloud does.
The Flying Cloud office and bunk.
Office and bunk have it in the same room.
And I liked the idea of the bunk for
if we had
future grandkids.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we don't have
We don't have that.
And one of the things that we'd like to do is, we're just starting in this, but we'd really like to hit a lot of the national parks.
Okay.
And once you hit that 30-foot level, it really reduces the number of spaces that are available.
Yeah.
And so we were kind of looking at
the size that we felt most comfortable in.
Okay.
And we didn't want anything smaller because once you get into the smaller ones, I don't want anybody crawling over me in the middle of the night to get out to go to the bathroom or vice versa.
So, hence the twin beds. You have the twin beds.
Yeah,
we have the twin beds. We love it.
Yeah.
How have you slept in it 2 nights already?
We've only slept in it 2 nights.
Very comfortable.
And the mattress was very comfortable.
She thought she may have to get
I have back issues.
a pillow
I
top.
I said, this is the place to be because I can figure it out. But it was perfect.
Yeah, it's very comfortable, and I like that it's not a twin bed; it's a twin XL, so it's long.
Yeah.
Your feet don't hang over. It's a comfortable bed, very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
Good. Now, sheets. We use just regular twin mattress sheets. Do you guys have?
We use regular twin, extra long.
Yeah.
I bought the extra long, and then
They fit fine.
Yeah.
So you've been in it 2 nights. How's the sound level? How's the sleep level? How's the air conditioning, watching TV sound? Just any things like that. What you said the first night we forgot to put the air conditioning in auto, but
yeah.
And we're still
things?
learning things. Like we just left it on low cool, and we thought they'd shut off, but they just keep fine, and that's fine. It just circulates the air. But then it's like, okay, well, the next morning I'm playing around with it, and once it hits an auto, it just shuts off. But yeah, it's even with that running all night, it was not.
It was.
I mean, it didn't bother me. I slept fine.
It's
sound levels.
It's not really that loud. I don't find it that annoying personally. We don't have to turn the TV up louder. We don't have to do any of that. So
yeah, and I don't hear well, and at home I have to turn the TV up quite a bit. But here I didn't have to, and maybe it's just because it's all in a smaller space. Very comfortable trailer.
How do you fit in the shower and washing your hair and whatever else? Like.
Well, you can see that I don't have much washing up here, but
I was fine. I'm short. I'm 5'3". I can stand underneath the shower. I don't have to duck, but I'm short.
Yeah.
I left the wand up. I didn't even take the wand down.
I used to be 5'11", and I'm slowly shrinking. I'm probably 5'10" now, and I don't have a problem at all. It's easy. I stood most of the time. It's nice to have a seat to wash your feet.
Yes.
And I don't mean to get personal, but I know that our shower at home, I had to buy a bench so that she can put her foot up to shave her leg.
Yeah.
So in fact, I was pleased when we first saw that it had a step up seat, whatever.
Same purpose.
Yeah.
Because you need that. The showers, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not too small at all.
No.
It's perfectly comfortable.
Pantry space, storing your kitchen items. So you brought a lot of things from home, spare things from home, and they fit right in here. How's that been?
I'm pleasantly surprised. We have more space. If you open up our stuff, like we have empty cabinets. I'm like, how are we gonna? I mean, I don't know. I mean, we don't have all of our clothes in it yet.
Clothing wise,
Pantry wise, we have more than enough room.
we just came for a few days. Clothing wise, food wise, we don't have a lot of dry goods, but
we're not a lot of
we
dry
aren't
goods.
a lot of dry goods people.
No.
So we filled the refrigerator, which and we didn't fill the freezer, but the refrigerator, which was fine. But we've got everything in there that we plan to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
For
and we have a ton of space.
Except clothing.
We have a lot of space.
I thought there's no way you're going to put all this stuff in there.
Yeah, he kept saying you're buying too much, you're getting too much. I'm like, we can always return it.
One of the chief complaints about people coming from fifth wheel is the Airstream doesn't have enough storage. And I said, everything I owned in a fifth wheel fit in an Airstream with the room left over. It allows you to carry the necessary things, but doesn't give you room to carry unnecessary junk.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of that anyway. Yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised about storage. Pleasantly surprised.
Thank you. Many people talk about the water heater being an issue. How's that been for you?
2 nights, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. I mean, I will say in the shower, I don't like the cold when I try to conserve a little bit of water.
But we've learned about something. And I have to say that we feel blessed that the two of you were here, because we've learned so many tricks of the trade that you learn through experience or from somebody like you guys. And I know you're talking about a water miser that it's the
best thing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so that'll help you, so you won't have a cold burst.
He's going to do that, so then I won't have a cold burst.
I don't care about the cold burst, but that'll help you.
Cushion wise, after you sit, I tell people if they're checking out a rig for the first time, please turn all the things on and just enjoy the space for a few hours. Mm-hmm. If that seat cushion is uncomfortable after 15 minutes of sitting there, it's really going to be uncomfortable after a couple hours. How has your lounging experiences been?
Well, NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I've been watching basketball. So I've been sitting on the lounge with my feet up. I'll put a pillow behind my back and I'm comfortable.
Okay.
And I've got a bad back. I will say I sit in a special chair at home if I'm doing any long time sitting, but this has been fine.
Okay, good.
And we really were worried about the bed. I know the Globetrotter supposedly comes with an upgraded bed.
Mattress.
But the mattress and the cushions.
And I will say that
and I know these are an upgraded cushion, I think also. But it's very comfortable. Cushions.
I did lay on all the mattresses from the Flying Cloud, the International, and the Globetrotter. And the Globetrotter had the best mattress for me. So that was probably one of the check.
You ordered this from the factory, correct?
Yes.
Did you order any factory add-ons?
Other than the picking the colors.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it was
oven.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oven,
we did do the convection oven because we have the same brand but similar options, not the same options at home, and we really liked it.
Okay.
And on this trip, we're only out here a few days, but the meals we've planned are to use. We've already used the convection oven. We've used the air fryer. We've used the grill.
The microwave.
The microwave. One of the meal planning stuff that she's done was to use kind of all the options in this short period to, where do we need to kind of modify things for our upcoming trips?
Yeah. How does the oven actually work? And it baked great. Yeah. I mean,
chicken pesto.
Chicken pesto. It baked it up great.
The air fryer worked great.
The air fryer was wonderful. You did rice on the cooktop last night. So it was all good.
The cooktop at home, when I put it on a low, it's got that extra low simmer.
Okay.
So I can put it on that and it just kind of keeps it warm. On this, the lowest it goes is still kind of hot.
Okay.
So it's still boiling versus just a low simmer. I just turned it off and let the rice sit.
Gas gets it hot real quick.
Yeah.
So you left all the other, so no solar, no another factory upgrades because why?
We thought about the solar options and the battery options, but for us, in what we plan to do, what Airstream offered from the factory was 200 amp hours of battery for the LifePo batteries, and I think it's 300 watts of solar, and the inverter is
2,000 watts.
2,000 watt inverter.
And it only does your outlets.
And it only does the outlet. And so from what we've seen on what we'd like to do and what we're already scheduled to do is we're going to be off grid for several days. And so we didn't think the packages that they offered were quite substantial enough to get us through those hurdles.
Okay.
And so we called Airstream Nuts and Bolts, Ronnie Dennis, and we've already got our week in May.
Scheduled to go.
Scheduled to go in May.
Nice hot Alabama in May.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the beginning of our almost 4-month trip.
Good.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm a fan of Ronnie Dennis. He's a good friend, and I'm thankful he's in the world and doing the good things. But I'm getting to see him sometime in April, maybe early May. Not really sure yet, but I'll get to see him right before they do. So I'm gonna make sure he takes good care of him.
Well, I hope so.
He takes good care of everybody.
He does. Nice guy, very very informative,
Yeah.
and kind of, and he's gonna call. He said, "I'm gonna call you again and ask you more of what you want," but kind of feeling us out of what we're looking for, and then trying to give us the best fit on that. So, and if I would have ordered that stuff from Airstream, he told me, "I'm just gonna pull all that stuff off and throw it away, or repurpose it or whatever." But so don't order something you're just paying for something I'm going to take off.
You ordered a new truck, or you had this truck?
We did not have the truck.
Okay.
One of the reasons we got this trailer also is we want a vehicle trailer combination that she feels safe towing.
Okay.
And that I feel safe riding with her while she's towing.
Okay, got it.
We looked into a lot about cargo capacity, and a lot of vehicles will tow a lot of weight, but that doesn't mean they will carry the cargo capacity of what they're towing and your baggage and everything else. And so we knew we needed a minimum of a 3/4 ton truck for the cargo capacity and the towing. And one of the things we wanted to have her feel comfortable, and she's shorter, so when she sits there, it's a long way before she sees anything. We have a 2500 GMC 2024 with the max tow on it.
So you got the extra leaf spring.
We got the extra leaf spring because it was a very inexpensive thing, and it came with a few other things, a very inexpensive upgrade, and it also had a few other things with it. We looked at the Chevy, but the Chevy on the Duramax diesel, the hood raises up, and that makes her about another 8-10 feet before she can see.
Okay.
And we ended up getting the Denali package because it has the 360 camera, and it really helps her visibility.
Okay. I'm excited to check that out.
Yeah.
Most people, I say it's 50-50, have an awesome dealership experience or have a not awesome dealership experience. Can you tell us where you bought it and how was your dealership experience?
We bought it.
Walking in the door to walking out the door or driving away with it.
We bought it at
Airstream South Florida
in
Fort Myers.
In Fort Myers.
Okay.
Excellent. No hassle, no pressure dealership. The salesman was like, "What do you want to see? And what do you want us to unlock if it's not unlocked?" And walked around and extremely informative. And that was the salesman. And then the sales manager was very informative. Hey, this is what it's going to cost, with what options and everything. Very informative.
Yeah.
How many other dealerships did you visit before you found that one? Or in addition to that one?
We visited another dealership that we just didn't feel as comfortable with, but we called because once we got the truck, it was October of 2023, and it's kind of the end of the sales year, and we're like, well, can we get a 2023 with what we're looking for? Is it available, and where at? So I got online and looked pretty well anywhere east of the Midwest. And I called several dealerships, and actually a couple of the dealerships, they said, we can't beat their price, and just go with them because they're going to treat you right. And that made me feel good about another dealership that I said, well, if you have it, I'll drive up there.
Sure.
And they're like, who are you dealing with? We told them, and they said, they're going to treat you right. Just do it down there.
Good. I call it Airstream Getting Day, but the day you go in, the day you look it over, the day you sign the paperwork, and now it's yours, and then you get the class. How was that whole experience?
Excellent. We spent how many hours?
They spent all day with us.
From 10 in the morning till what, 3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon?
Yeah, yeah. And we didn't
Excellent.
we left it there overnight because it's only an hour away from us.
Yeah.
And we didn't have time to put the hitch on.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't put this hitch on.
Well, we could have had them put it on, but I wanted to do it myself. No, they said they would, but I wanted to do it myself.
So they said that we could stay, leave it there overnight.
And you have the Hensley hitch.
We have the ProPride 3.
Yeah.
Hemsley
Yeah.
Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ProPride 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little bit to set that one up.
It's a lot to set it up.
up.
And I have to say that the ProPride, when you call them, you talk to a person that knows, and
they're
very informative. And again, with the hitch, I want her to feel comfortable when she's driving down the highway and we're on a 2-lane road and a semi truck comes the other way, that she doesn't feel sway. And so far, I mean, I gotta remember, is it still hooked up?
Yes. Yes.
It's a smooth.
Agree.
Yeah. With a 3/4 ton truck with that hitch, easy tow.
Right. Sitting inside, I noticed the table is a little different than what was expected from the old Globetrotters. Did this surprise you when you saw it?
Yes, I was very pleasantly surprised. I did not like
The split
tables.
It was very unsteady.
It was unsteady. I'm like, we're going to spill our coffee all the time, then make a mess. So he promised me when we bought it.
The first thing I'm going to do
is
get rid of that table.
Get rid of the table and build me one
piece,
table.
any size she wants.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. So when we came around on the outside tour,
it's like, whoa.
And I'm like, there shouldn't be storage back here.
Is this the right trailer?
Storage back here. I don't know.
Did
did they get the wrong
trailer? Is this 27 foot?
Yeah, and even the person walking around said, I don't know. You're right. I don't think that there was storage back here. So we came in. I was so happy to see this table.
The build date, I believe that
they started
that there was a shutdown over Christmas to retool. And I think they did their 2020.5 model or 2024.5 models after they came back. Right. And so this was one of the changes. And there's a lot of changes that we didn't know about. And all of them are pluses.
Yeah.
And one is this table. In fact, we have seen on the internet that you can get a different table mount, that somebody has got a 3D printer program. And our son has a 3D printer. Yeah. And we're like, how big of something can you print?
So for anyone familiar with the Pottery Barn table, this table does exactly what the Pottery Barn does. It slides
here, you can show that.
4.5, and it goes up and down on this pedestal here.
So this flips, and then it can go this way, this way, this way, and this way.
And then it hydraulics up and down also.
Yeah.
So
you pull that lever.
Which one?
This one here. Wait. Push it, I guess, and then that goes down. So you don't have to store.
Yes.
You don't have to store the table anymore.
That's fantastic.
And this is part of the bed conversion to turn this into a bed. Yeah. There's no storing it anymore, and you bring the extra cushions.
Yes.
Which we aren't bringing. You can't stay with us. There's no room in the inn, kids.
All right.
Kids come, that's outside.
So what is that back now outside storage back here?
That's all outside storage.
Used to be 2 drawers in here.
2 drawers that were impossible to get to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Impossible.
And now there's just this one drawer here, which is just a smaller drawer that I just have my junk stuff in. And then there's an outlet there.
Okay.
And then there's behind this is outdoor storage, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it changed this a little too. So now this is a cubby hole here.
Vice drawer.
For now, we're throwing shoes in, and then the subwoofer's back there also.
Okay. Yeah.
The new door handle. Many people are asking about that, and I've got to find out because I don't know. Can you retrofit an old door with this new door handle? And the answer is no, you cannot. You have to change the whole door frame to change out that door handle. So here's your handle. It has its own pull handle now, so you don't have to pull on this handle to shut it. This is one of your deadbolt lock, and this locks the handle. And then you still have 2 keys outside. But this is a much better handle than was on them previously.
And it has a different latch.
Yeah, so it's not the standard car latch anymore. It's just a hole here, and then you got your standard like a door mechanism here, and the deadbolt's about the same.
And that door latch was something that we didn't know we were
didn't know we
Yes.
were getting.
In fact, we were making a list of things. Okay, we don't want to get locked out. Making a list of things. Do we get that kit?
Okay.
Not yet. We'll wait. But
Yeah.
So 2024, the lock is a change. The smart TVs are a change. How do you like the smart TV?
Great. I finally had enough service to have a hotspot and actually get my YouTube TV on it. I haven't uploaded the Netflix app on it, but that'll be next.
Right now, like yesterday for the NCAA, she used her phone as a hotspot, and it's a smart TV. So she just opened up YouTube TV that we have a subscription to already.
You know, I just watched it like I did at home. So.
And I saw you watching over the air channels too. How's that process been?
Crystal clear.
And
you helped us with that.
Yeah, you helped us with that. I will say, when you connect Bluetooth to the sound system, which I'm sure it's just with any Bluetooth, there's a delay in the TV. Tiny lag. So it's a little behind what the screen is showing.
I use Apple TV, and I don't notice a delay with that. Okay. But my Apple TV is in an HDMI port up there, so it feeds the TV from up there and the sound system from up there. So
we maybe will.
And this is just lag from the Bluetooth.
Okay. I think just Bluetooth lag. The new feature, the new cooktop, is the GE Profile cooktop, which I love. I love the gas buttons. I love that it comes with this grate already, this cast iron grate. So that was perfect. Instead of the little
aluminum bars.
However, what I noticed is it did not have a cover for it. No glass cover. So I thought I kind of wanted something on there to give me extra counter space. So I bought this off of Amazon. And Robert put these little pegs on it. We measured out with the grate.
And that's just to keep it from sliding.
And so then that gives me the extra counter space that I'm wanting.
I'll get them to send me the link to that cutting block from Amazon so I can link it in the show notes.
And we just got those silicone legs. I think it was $20 for $3.
Okay.
And screwed them in. And you can see that's not going to go anywhere.
And it's stable if I want to use it for something else outside of there.
How often do you use those lights?
Never. Never knew the button.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it was there, but I never used it.
I think it's the most gimmicky thing ever. I don't know why they put them on.
And I don't know how other cooktops are, but this one I find that people lean against it that a lot. Are they all like that?
No.
Yeah, so I don't like that so much, that clicks, and I wish there would be like maybe a guard or something.
So ours has 4 knobs.
Okay.
One of those is a light igniter, and the other is the gas.
Oh.
So it don't matter if you lean against them or not.
Okay. So
but it's easy to light. Yeah. I like that it lights that way.
We don't. I mean, it's just the two of us.
I do like that it lights that way.
Okay. And then we have the contour convection.
It's 5 things. It's a food dehydrator, convection oven, microwave, grill, and air fryer.
Yeah.
Did I get them all?
Yeah. It's like the Bass-O-Matic. It slices, it dices.
Yeah, it works great.
And I see a knife block up there.
Yeah, and I had Robert install this for me.
And I just use 3M
VBM.
I think very high bond VHB tape.
Yeah, that's right.
And just got it off of YouTube, and we used to use it at work. It's a good tape. Not YouTube, Amazon.
He doesn't know. He doesn't want me to leave the knives up here
as we drive. I worry that is it gonna vibrate off and hurt the flooring. So as of now, we've laid a towel here and wrapped it in a towel and just kept it behind here. But I've been told by people not to worry about that.
Yes, ours has never fallen off.
And that's the people that told me not to worry about it.
So some people do not like this. I call them your composting bins or trash bins, but
I will say
I thought it was kind of hokey.
I thought it was very hokey too. However, we only have a small trash can on the other side.
Right here.
And if I'm up here, it's really hard for me to get all the way around. So I use this one for trash. So I'll just take this and lean it up against there as I'm cutting vegetables, whatever. I just throw all my trash in there, and then he takes it out at the end of the day. And then we throw stuff in there. When it gets full, it gets full. But all the stuff that will rot or stink or whatever is just in here. I love it. I didn't think that I would, but I really do love it.
As of now, and the grocery bags fit in there perfect. You know that. You know that, and we've talked about what do we store in here, and she's thought about maybe her purse, keys, stuff like that. I think we should do like the soap and stuff like that.
When
so
we
far,
travel.
I've been
So it doesn't scratch up your sink.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been vetoed on that.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I want to use them, and I don't want to have to dig all that stuff out every time.
So I told her we should leave these at home, but I've been vetoed on that.
I said no. So what I do,
as of right now,
is I just take them here and I just rest them there.
And they aren't in the way because
they're not in the way. They're just kind of there.
Okay.
Now when we travel, I'll put them back, but when we're in someplace, that's where I put them. I don't know.
Most people travel with these, just put them here like that.
We haven't had issues with them being
just saying, bouncing out.
Yeah.
Some people travel with them here. And then for the sink ones, I used to tell people, if you can't, and my complaint about that all the time was, I said, if you're using that space, you can't store them up there. So I keep this cover, our sink cover, it goes in the closet. We just leave it in the closet all the time.
Just put it on the floor in there.
Put it on the floor. Okay.
That is very easy for that. Okay. But yeah, that the small covers will fit right in there. Right now she's putting hot plates in there, trivets in there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's so many people who have a Globetrotter who didn't know that there's a storage spot right there for
Yes.
Yes. For those,
and I've had people even ask me, what are those rubber things in my closet for, or my cabinet for? I said, it's for your, So.
And I do have to say, the dealer that we went to, I mean, he knew everything about it. He'd been selling them a long time, and he knew everything about, like, oh, this is where you put them. This is where you do that. So.
How do you like that big pantry?
I love the big pantry. It fits so much more than what I thought that it would.
And if you get this option with the gas oven, there's two drawers there instead of one, and it will be a microwave up there. I'm personally not a fan of that. I think it's too heavy for that drawer mechanism. That's my thoughts.
And he had thought, should he change out the drawer mechanism? But
I even thought, do I put some heavy duty rails in there? Because I've done woodworking, and
I love the storage racks you guys did. Blair was like, we need to do the same thing.
Inexpensive on the internet.
I saw it on a YouTube. Somebody did it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think that there would be. Because I was, where am I going to put my spices?
Dirt cheap on Amazon.
Yeah, this was great.
Yeah, Blair said the same. Like, we need to do the same thing.
And you just space them out.
You space them out accordingly, but.
And I did screw those in, but I'm not worried about holes in it.
We have an Instapot combo, so it's an air fryer, Instapot, all the things, and that's what goes in that cabinet. It's big enough for that, which is shocking.
And she's 5'3", and one of the things that this
really
cabinet's
deep,
fine
really,
for her.
Really deep. This
she can reach it, but she can't even really see back in.
Up front here, but I can't see anything.
But I know that she's going to still keep me around just to reach in the back of cabinets. So she's got to keep me.
And the Globetrotter, this is the one feature the Globetrotter has that I don't think the others do, is the mirror. Does yours have the mirror back there? No. Yeah. So I can see back there. She can't. I can't see unless those mirrors are there.
I'm like, what do you need a mirror for? And she said, because I can't see.
It works.
And you asked why we picked the Globetrotter. Some of the features that we liked on the Globetrotter was the upgraded flooring. We really, really liked that.
So the woven floor.
The woven floor.
And many folks have concern that this floor is hard to keep clean.
And it's not.
Not right now.
I agree.
No.
Every person I've ever met who has it says no worries.
And we'll talk about it in a little bit, about vacuuming a little bit. I'll show you what we did. But also on this, if it gets dirty, you just wipe it up.
Yeah.
And it's got enough cushion to it
cushion.
that we have a tile in our house, and I can't walk in there without shoes because my feet just kill me at the end of the day. And this has a little bit of cushion in there. I walk. It doesn't hurt my feet.
We haven't walked on any of the others, so I don't know what they're like.
We really liked the flooring upgrade, and what we liked about these the cabinetry in here is a little, what we feel over the, I didn't like the cabinets on the International because the slides. You could see through them, and when you open them, now you only have half access, where here I can just open these up and I can see in there, I can reach in, I can grab everything.
We have full access.
These are from Target?
Yes.
We have the same ones, just different color from Target. They're fantastic.
These are the ones that were on sale this color.
That color was on sale.
Ours were on sale when we bought ours, so that's the only reason we got that color.
It was on sale. Yeah.
And they work great. I like it. They're malleable enough to fit in these spaces, and you don't have to worry about them scratching the wall.
Yes, and that was, I thought.
It holds it. You know, for example, the Corel dishes here, it just keeps.
I tried everything. I tried the plastic things, and it just rattled and
I love it. We have one for cups, one for like drinking cups, athletic cups, whatever else, and we use them in the bedroom. I have one for underwear, one for t-shirts,
socks,
everything.
Yeah. Yep. It kind of holds it all together.
All the things, yeah.
And and they were inexpensive. Like I said,
they weren't inexpensive. Well, they were because they were on sale. They were on clearance.
Everything she gets is on sale. Yeah. Even this, even the Airstream on sale.
How do you like the electric fridge so far?
So far, so good.
Yeah. We don't have any solar. We have the basic batteries, and the night before we said, if all else fails, let's just try to cool it off overnight. There's nothing in it.
15 hours later, we had how much voltage?
12.7. I was like, it didn't use anything. So I was pleasantly surprised with that.
6.8 amps per hour at its max.
At the max. Mm-hmm. But it's quiet. I don't hear well.
I don't hear it at all.
I know it's running because the light's on. I got some hearing loss, but I know it's running because the light's on. But she doesn't.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Sometimes you'll hear a little gurgling. Just depends on where you are, particularly boondocking and high humidity places. You might hear it, but otherwise it's pretty quiet.
And we like the cubby holes here.
Yep.
Yeah.
We haven't figured out what we're going to throw up here. We've been throwing stuff up here. We don't know what we're going to permanently do. But yeah.
Okay.
This was another little
fold
down, and here we put a drawer in. Right now she has some baskets, but with the drawer slides I used, I mean, you could fill that with concrete blocks and it'd hold them. That's nice. I do need to put one of the little clasps on.
Yes.
Like this right here.
That was the only drawer that was.
This was the only drawer that was opened. I put clasps on the others, but this I need to put a block of wood so I can put the clasps on.
Okay.
So the soft close, self-close slides won't hold that in as we're rolling down the road.
Okay. And one more thing, just from my perspective, the AC distribution panel is on this side underneath the fridge, whereas mine is right here across from the fridge. All right, moving into the hallway area. How's the dual closet?
Oh, great.
Great.
In fact, we don't know what to use it for. It's kind of big.
Yeah. And a 25 foot would only have one of those, vice two.
And the 25 foot has less storage space here also.
It's 1/3 less here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's 2/3 less. It's only 1/3 width.
Very small.
And then you lose about 3 inches of counter space right here.
Yeah.
And
the storage space at the end of the mattress.
And the 27 or the 25 is just too small for us.
Yes.
This is a lot of storage in here. Like I say, right now, clothing wise, it was just a few days. I'm sure this will be packed. And we also, in here, we hung up for our Dyson, this is where we put the wand with the head on it.
Okay.
If you buy that, just make sure you get something that's got a large enough clasp to hold that. Cool. But yeah, great storage. Great storage.
Shower, we talked about the shower already, so it's big enough space.
It's the same shower and is tall as all of them.
The bathroom's the same.
And the bathroom's the same. There's no change in it.
So twin beds, you made some modifications back here that I think is really neat. You mind showing that? The drawer.
So these are usually just, you open it up and it hinges here, drops open. And so to get in and out of there, it's hard. You got to get on your hands and knees and look back. And so I just made drawers And I use the full space in the back. They're big drawers. And I put undermount bloom soft self-close hinges. And then I used the same hardware to hold it shut.
Are you taking any orders in case somebody wants you to make some for them?
and actually, a lot of it was just measuring and being careful with the measurements. I think I did all the wood cutting in one day and had all the drawers built in one day, and then the next day I started, putting a hand rub poly on it. But yeah, they're big. I used 1/2-inch birch plywood for the sides, 1/4 inch on the bottom, and pocket hole screws and glue to hold it all together. And so we have 4 of those. This one's a little different because there's a notch out on the side, so I couldn't use the full depth here. But this is the full width. The other 2 are full width, and it's just a lot of space.
It's huge.
A lot of space. From Blair, we saw Blair because once we did this, I had to take the top off.
Yeah.
And that's where we store the manuals.
Yeah, cool.
And then in here on the TV, and this is just a personal thing, we didn't like this cord hanging down. So here I drilled a hole right in the back here. And then inside, I drilled a hole in the back, and it just ran down, and then we plugged it in there. And
right by your Dyson?
Yeah, and on the Dyson, that's the Dyson we have at home. I just bought another base charging station for it on Amazon and mounted that. So when we go home, we'll undo it and plug it into home.
Cool. Anything surprised you or anything you don't like so far?
Well, I'm still working out some of the light switches just because we haven't used them. I'm turning on something on and off, and nothing's coming on because it's outside. Yeah. But that's something that we'll get. That's just.
It would be nice to have. There's that outlet there.
Oh, it would be really
nice to have one on this side.
Both sides.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, because then you would have options.
Because that wire is the outlet for the bathroom, and I said it wouldn't be that big a deal to run just one more socket right there.
That would be nice.
It would be really nice to have an outlet there, and also there's an outlet on the other side because it has the infotainment system in it. But it would be really nice to put an outlet, either a one on each side or one on at least one side. Okay. A regular outlet.
You can that's an access panel for your what used to be AT&T Connect, now Airstream Connect. Your Airstream Connect antenna is right above that. On the roof. So that's your access panel for that.
But it'd be kind of nice to have a few more outlets here and there. But yeah, so I just put the electrical stuff over here, but versus over here.
Okay. I love the storage space between the bed and the wall.
Yes.
The 25-foot does not have that.
No.
Also, the 25-foot loses this closet because the TV, it's really an escape window issue, because if they've added the closet here, it would run into the escape window. So this TV is just mounted to that wall on a 25-foot.
Yeah, but no, the layout's fine. We had to kind of figure out who got what bed.
Sure. Because
TV use.
Okay.
But yeah, it's worked out well. Very comfortable.
You want to go check out the truck and outside things?
Sure.
All right, back here on the back, I see you got some new design features that didn't come with it.
Well, this came with it. This was the outside storage that we were thrilled about. But it comes with a camera up here, and the camera is on a handheld display. You can mount it. We really didn't have a good place to mount it to, and it's just a separate camera system. So GMC, the truck we have, and most manufacturers now have trailer cameras that you can install. And you can permanently install them, temporary install them. And so we did mount this, and it's the camera system we use. It plugs in through a separate plug-in that we can show you by the 7-pin. It's nice. It gives us invisible trailer. When you back up a newer car now, it shows guidance lines of where you're gonna be going.
Okay.
And it's all keyed in with that.
Nice.
You just go into it on the truck, you go in and put in a bunch of measurements, and it calculates the magic box in the truck, calculates everything out. Great.
Fantastic.
It's scary though.
Yeah.
Because you notice that there's no wires except right here.
Yes.
I had to cut a hole in a brand new trailer, and I did. You see these rivets here. I drilled out the Globetrotter emblem.
Yes.
And saved that. I just put a pop rivet here with some sealant on there. Worst case scenario, we plug it up, put the Globetrotter emblem back.
Okay.
Great comfort of knowing who's behind you, how close they are, and guidance lines backing up.
Wonderful. I see the grate over there to keep things from building nests in there.
Yeah.
I've never had an issue, but again, I'm in mine all the time. If I were storing it, I would put one over. Even when we stored it to hike the trail, I put a piece of tape over it, I think.
Put something in there to block it.
Yeah.
Yep.
What other changes you made on this side of the rig?
On this side, during the walkthrough, we pulled the wand out and used it, the outside shower head, and I couldn't even hardly get it back in there. It took a while to figure out how to get it in. And so Nancy had seen some options of putting this on. It wasn't very expensive. And we did put the quick disconnect on here in the center. You don't have to. It comes with all the numerous pieces and parts. And so we use that. We can put a water hose on it or put the wand back on it for the spray wand.
So for anyone asking, the shroud is the same shroud that came on it, but your interior parts, what you changed out.
Yes. And so it was actually very easy to replace. I obviously unlock it. I took these sheet metal screws out. They're just sheet metal screws, so don't strip them out. Kind of wiggle it out, and it comes out far enough that you can get to the back of this to disconnect the PEX lines. I sat on a 5-gallon bucket, and I did the job in 15 minutes, maybe less. Very easy to do. You can't reach in underneath on this model unless you got 9-foot arms to get to that.
Something I don't think many people have seen. So if you have the smart plug, and it has a little lock there to keep that from pull down, but the other smart plug is your cable satellite enter, and then you have a port for, most people use Starlink nowadays, but that's what that's for.
Yeah. Ethernet cable.
Ethernet. Okay, up at the front here, we got this really cool Pro Prod hitch that we talked about earlier, and you got a lot of extra wires up here now. Talk about what those are.
Well, first of all, it's orange, so with a backup camera I can see it, because on blacktop, black is black.
Yes.
And also, I kicked it once with my shin and it really hurt, so I'm not going to do that again. With a Pro Pride, it does push you out a little further, so you do need an extension for the 7-way. It's about this short, so I needed an extension for the 7-way, and I needed chain extensions, and I just cut the old new chains off. I didn't like the extensions, and I didn't want to piece together chains. Okay. So I just got actually some even heavier chains that are rated a little more. I just put new chains on to the right length. So there's my 7-pin.
And that's the camera.
And this is the camera. Okay. And I ran it, cut a hole into the back, ran it down through the driver's side, all the way up, and then dumped it down into the floor, and then into the pan below, and just ran it through. Okay. You know, you say, why did you get an Airstream? My sister owns an RV, an off-brand. I don't know who makes it. I don't remember. The quality of the Airstream. I mean, why do they cost so much? You get what you pay for.
Yes.
When I've cut a few holes through the plywood, and I've done a lot of woodworking. It's a high grade plywood. I found no air voids, no glue voids. It's a good dense material. The new flooring, I think it's after 2020. I did have to dump a hole through. It's a high quality material. I was impressed with that.
2021 is when they started.
2021? Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a high quality material. On the 7-way, it was a few days after we got the RV, and we're pulling in, and one of the back lights, I think it was the back passenger light was just on. I'm like, what's that? It's just on. Yeah. And I didn't turn anything on. What could cause it? I went up there, and I had hung this cord like this just down, and water had run in here, and it's just shorting out between the contacts. Even though the DC's off, it's This doesn't need that. This is running off the battery. Well, it was hanging down and water had run in there. So I did seal this up with some liquid rubber. And then I did get a boot off Amazon. I think it was even under $7. And so now I just store this up. And so it keeps water from getting in there, and then this one just hangs down, and because this is sealed here, so I don't have to worry about that.
We were out here chatting about some just things that might have gone wrong, or things you fixed it from the dealership, or just other ins and outs about camping and whatnot. So shows me a photo of his axles, and I want all of you to go inspect your axles to make sure you don't have this issue. And I'll let him tell you the story, but the gist of it is he walks out in the storage lot and he sees a big washer laying on the ground.
A chunk of water.
Chunk of washers, yeah. So most people would just keep on walking and not think much about it, but he's a curious mind, so he gets to looking around and figures out where it's at. So the way the axles are attached, and I'm going to crawl it in there so you can see it, but I also want you to see this photo. The washer it's not the axle's going to fall off if this washer falls out, but it will rattle a little bit. It can rattle, and your bolt will rattle specifically, but that's not what you want when you're pulling a brand new trailer anywhere. So I don't know what they're using, but the washer that cracked was a flat washer. The one that's on there is a little beveled washer, so it's a much beefier washer. And he's going to put a lift kit on it anyway, so that it would have been found. But I challenge all of you to go out and look at yours, and I'll crawl under a minute and show you exactly what to look for.
And the actual washer that's on it is a Belleville washer, and it's actually a cupped washer. So when the nut and bolt are tightened, if this is what it's tightened against and this is what the washer is, it actually slowly compresses and acts as a spring, which holds tension on that bolt. And they're designed to not crush but flatten, and then when you loosen it up it springs back. A Belleville washer, and I'm like, I see a chunk on it, and so initially I found I do an inspection, I see two missing, and I have to say I called the dealer, and the dealer was excellent about it, and actually we were going to pull the trailer home and load it up and leave the very next morning on a 3-day trip, just to familiarization trip like we are here to get, but we wouldn't have met you. So
things worked out.
Things work out. Right away, somebody from the mothership, Airstream, calls, and the owner's relations representative, excellent. I explained the problem, and one thing led to another. I crawled under. I did find some others that had cracks in them. Took pictures, sent it to him. He was fabulous. I told him I could do the work myself. I had the tools if I could get the parts, because nobody felt safe telling me I didn't want to drive it without somebody telling me, can you drive it? And nobody felt safe telling me I can drive it because they aren't sure what the problem is. So he overnight aired 8 washers. I needed 8 washers. 8 washers. It was awkward. It wasn't hard, but it was awkward because I need a torque wrench, and they're longer wrenches to get in there.
150 foot-pound.
150 foot-pound. Well, there's a torque range, a minimum of this torque and a maximum of I think 158. I don't know how you get 158 pounds. I could see 155. I could see 160. How do you get 158? But they gave a min-max range. I torqued them to 150 pounds. Easy to replace. And if this happens to you, the bolt, the nut-bolt combination, the nut actually has a dimple on the side. So if you lose a washer, it may rattle, but it's not, the bolt or the nut is not going to slowly rotate off that bolt. It's just not going to happen because it takes a lot of torque and leverage just to unthread that bolt because it's dimpled on the side, which puts pressure on the thread. And like I said, owner relations was fantastic. In fact, I just got an email, how's everything going? So yeah, great response.
Okay, awesome.
Shocked at how great the response was.
Awesome. All right, so here is your axle going across. It's a Dexter axle. And you have this is your brake line, and you have a bolt here. And this is the washer that was cracked. And I showed the photos already, but there's a crack in these washers. And on the back side, is your nut that he was talking about that's not going to come out. So should that washer be cracked, I wouldn't drive it, but it's not something, your axle's not going to fall off. But you have one here, and you have another one here, and you have the same on your rear axle, and it's the same on both sides. And also, when you're down here checking things, check this and make sure this is still attached. And there's one on the other end, on the other side. Make sure that one is attached. I don't know if I can reach it. It's right there. So you have one here and one on the outside. Make sure those are on when you're looking at your tires, checking your things out before you drive places. The Globetrotter has a powered awning, as does mine International, but you have the powered stabilizing jacks. I do not. How do you like those?
I like it, and we've only used them a few times. I really like it, and one of the reasons we got the Globetrotter is because my wife wanted to feel comfortable. Can she go out and do the stabilizer jacks with a drill or by hand? Absolutely. Can she do this by hand? That's a big awning, and she doesn't want to have to do it. And we wanted something that later on in life we still feel comfortable using, and that we can pull the awning up in every evening, or if the wind comes, or if we just leave, pull it up so we don't even have to worry about it. And that switch is the way to go.
Have you experienced or tried to push them down when they're not touch the ground at the same time?
And that is my question. I don't know if I'm on a real unlevel surface or if there's a pothole. I've never done that yet, so I'm gonna have to find out. Will one keep traveling, or do I need to put some blocks underneath the leg with the pothole or the dip in it so that they come down together, or will one stop and the other keep coming down? That's yet to be determined.
Okay. From my experience, it's a resistance factor. So when it reaches the max amount of resistance to burn up the motor, that motor stops.
And will the other keep going?
The other one is supposed to keep going. And then when you bring them back up, it's going to come all the way up, and one will stop and the other one will continue up until it stops.
And to reset itself.
To reset itself.
Okay.
But
that's good to know.
I've heard a lot of people online not do that, and they crank one down manually to get the one that needs to go lower.
Or they could have just rode the switch and kept it.
You can test it right now with the Lego blocks.
Let's get some orange blocks and test it right now. You want to?
Yeah.
Let's do it. And that's going to be 4 inches of offset. And then I stop there. Okay. It works as advertised.
Okay, now go the other way.
Up. All right, let's see if they come down together. Yeah, they reset.
It did exactly what I told people, and I had 3 people argue with me on Airstream Addicts that did not do that.
Well, it works exactly as advertised.
All right.
So that's a good check. Yeah. I always had that question.
Awesome. Here's another really cool upgrade. Instead of the rubber gasket, these springs help push the awning out, and they are a much better upgrade, and you can actually upgrade your own. You can order these from ZD.
These are the trailer tire pressure monitor system sensors, and they're picked up by a monitor that is right behind the plates on this vehicle. With the one camera, the exterior rear camera, it shows that it's hooked up. You can put an interior camera, we don't have one, and that you can choose the invisible trailer mode also. You know, these are checklists and weight monitors and everything else. Let's see what happens here. This is the back camera view. And this is that's how I was trying to show you before, but we had to move for it to sync up. So it's as if the trailer's not there, but you can see from the 360 surround camera and the rear camera meshes this, and then it's a back trailer view on top of that, wide view, as if the trailer's not there.
See my trailer over there.
Yep. Okay, so let's go a little here. When you first set up, as so you can see how the side cameras follow that through. And it was a very easy system to set up. So as you can see, the road comes through and it just blends in from the side of the trailer and keeps going. Oh, it's telling you to buckle up. That's not me driving. That's you riding. I'll stop and let you buckle up. As you're driving, to see if it's actually set up correctly and meshed well, you look for the lines to see do they go through the invisible view or the invisible camera. So I can put that where it's got the 2 mirror cameras down both sides, and then my rear camera.
Okay, it's good for backing.
Good for backing. And I could just do the 2 side cameras or just the rear camera. Okay. Or I can go into the invisible trailer. Okay, so when you put your blinker on, it throws in that side camera, and it shows where you don't want to see anybody. Yes. Like, hey, don't go over. So that's a nice feature. It's a little bit of a fisheye lens, so the depth perception of the rear camera, you got to get kind of used to. You may think the vehicle's a lot further back than it is, just like any fisheye lens. Your depth on is kind of. One thing that I don't know if we have a choice of it or not, but if we're in the map mode, I can go over here and I can put either my tires or my lights in, but we haven't figured out a way to get the camera and the moving map at the same time. And then once again, it automatically goes, it's in trailer mode. It's like, hey, let's make sure that nothing's over there. And it's nice that it goes to that side view automatically.
Yes. That's fantastic.
So that's a really nice thing. So in the backing up, you can put it in a lot of different kind of modes. It just depends on what you're wanting. I'll put it in reverse, and it switches to, right now I'm looking down at the hitch and a bird's eye view here. I can look at the backup on just the trailer, a single line, or where the vehicle's going to go, or there we go. Okay. And I can use it to back up that way. So as you back, you can see where the vehicle's going to go and where the trailer's going to go. And here it gives you a jackknife alert here. You can kind of guide see it's swinging the trailer.
Technology is so amazing.
It is really amazing. And if nothing else, I've got a good view of Nancy waving her arms, yelling, "Stop, stop." So, and then, I've moved over, and it takes a while to start pulling that.
So the blue lines are where it's currently going. The yellow lines is where
it's trying to force it. Yep. And then so you can see where that is going, and then poof, green. I guess that's good. Green is good.
Where you want to go.
Yep. It's just line up, and then it's going straight back.
So that teaches you to make small changes, because when you get off the green, you just got to make a little small change to go back to where you want to go.
And so I can just slowly push that trailer back, and then just come back to the green. And if I need to, then I can stop and I can check out any of the other modes. I can look at my hitch, what's going on there, front, back. Yeah, you don't need it, but it's a nice little thing to have. And like I said, we wanted the 360 camera view just on the truck alone, so that Nancy could see, and myself. I've gotten very, when we go into a parking spot, man, I hit that.
I love
is it, how far am I from the am I in the line? Am I all the way in? And is my tow hitch clear?
Yes, I love it.
So that's it. And then we can just drive, or we can put it in one of the camera views and drive.
Hey everyone, while editing, I realized I left out a few things that I wanted to chat about with Robert during the tour that I noticed the day before or whatever else. But one of those, very important one of those, was the intelligent water pump control module. So if you go back into our video series about January, maybe sometime, I put in an intelligent water pump control module added to the water pump. When I opened up his water closet to check out some things, it was one already in there. And I realized that Airstream is putting them in at the factory. So great Airstream upgrade. Thank you very much for doing that. The camera system on the Denali truck is bonkers, and it's really cool how it integrates with itself and does all the things. I'm really amazed by that. There is a height requirement. That's why you put it up on the back below the glass instead of down below. So if you follow Ronnie Dennis, Airstream Nuts and Bolts, you'll see that he drills a hole in the bumper and puts a bunch of cameras in the bumper. And you got to be careful doing that because you will, that aluminum bumper doesn't go the same. I have punched a hole in my bumper. Actually, Ronnie and his son did it for me. And I'm going to put a camera in, maybe in the current truck, but definitely in the new truck. I'm going to have a camera system, and I'll install it on this trailer, and I'll show you how that system works too. Once we get the camera or get the camera and the new truck. So stay tuned for that. And any part that is listed in here, upgrade things he did. So except for the hitch, the Hensley Pro Pride hitch, I will I'll link anything down below. So the cutting board, the whatever the things are in the video, they'll all be linked down below for an Amazon link to them down below. If you have any questions, as always, please reach out. If you have any questions for Robert, please reach out to me and I'll ask him and write back to you or have him contact you in some way. Thank you all for making us a part of your adventure. We love you very much. And if you've got a cool rig out there in the world, something new, something different, we would love to tour your rig if we see you on the road, showcase it to the world. Also, thank you very much to Robert and Nancy for allowing us to invade your space. We love meeting you guys. Thank you for the kind gifts you gave us, and we really hope to see you guys on the road again soon. And good luck at Ronnie's, because you should be getting there very soon or just now leaving. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Hey, honey, it's got Sirius XM.
I know.
Can we use our password for that?
I think we can.
Is there anything I didn't ask you that you think I should have asked you?
I don't think so. I don't know. I can't think of anything else that we would have wanted to know.
Yeah, no, it's
Going once?
No.
Going twice?
sold. Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you meant there's a color scheme besides silver.
No.
Yeah.
We only picked the silver.
Yeah.
Shiny ones.
Yeah.
I'm not good with colors.
I'm pretty decent. Blair's great.
Yeah. I was told I'm not allowed to wear two different types of plaid together.
Yeah.
Okay.